Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. Welcome to our this series of videos in which we are discussing the vendor line item report of SAP, and it is downloaded for multiple years, say from 2019 and onwards. So 3 years, the data is going to be downloaded, and you will have a comparative analysis, a table created showing you in a tabulated form. You see all the downloading of every year for the vendor line items, right? Okay. So this time we are going to create a table for vendor information because, as you know, when we log on to this, let me connect to SAP. Yeah. So what we are going to do is we go to the desktop, and in the desktop we have the SAP, right? Okay. So this will load the SAP by clicking this button. So we don't need to enter any login information. It will be self connected, and we don't have to worry if for anything. Unless sometimes you say you don't have like a right connectivity for, so this will, otherwise there's no chance that your login is failed. Right. So you have to have a connection to the internet. So let's try again. Yeah, it's going connected to the recipe now. And we go to the desktop and we connect to it so that this gets energized by doing so. Okay, so this will take us to the SAP. It will enter, it will do all the things which are needful to connect to your SAP account. Okay, so it is now connected. Now, the thing which I am going to discuss in this video is that this is the line item, vendor line item report. And if you suppose you have a starting date and ending date entered in here, right, to 1920. Yeah, right. So this is 1 year, and we remove this. We don't need anything in here. Okay, we run it. So we can run the report. So as you see that this is a multi-layer reporting. The first layer is the headings, and you have a vendor information that is followed by the line items of, okay, whatever the vendor has supplied. So these were the line items. And then comes another vendor, their information, their address, etc. And then the items supplied by the supplier, right, or vendor. Okay, so this gives us the idea that why not we make a table which contains all the vendor data separately in a separate table, right? So that's what we are going to do in this video. We are going to create a table in here. Let's add a table, and we name it as a vendor sheet. Okay, vendor info. Okay, vendor information is going to be entered in here. And what should be the order of this? The first is, of course, the vendor code. Vendor code. And what is the next? The next is, of course, you need to have, let's see here. Yeah, the next is you have the company code, accounting clerk, and name. Okay, so this we leave for the end, and we start with the name, street, postal code, etc. Okay, so these are actually addresses. So what we do here is address 1, address 2, address 3, address 4, address 6, whatever, right? And in the end, you have the company code, and you have the accounting clerk. Okay, these are the information which will be looked up using a vendor code. And the vendor code is, of course, available in your second column in your target table, right? There are plenty of other things in this code, but we will pick only the first few characters. As soon as the space comes, it means the code is finished, right? So we will use the first part of the thing to be the vendor code. That will come into the vendor information, right? Okay, so let's start. and start putting all this information in here using VBA. Okay, so what we do is we put a breakpoint first of all. Let's click on here and go to the code and go to this, and then you remember our last formatting procedure was something about PRO3, right? So we search it. Okay, here it is going to perform it, fair enough, and this is the procedure, and this is the point when the vendor code is being taken in a sense. So this is the point in which we will update the vendor table, right? Okay. So let's run the program. The program as well stop in here, and then we start doing the needful, right? So let's execute. So it will first of all load all the years and bring them into the Excel. And in the end, when it will be doing the final fine tuning of the report, we will add a new column, or we would add the vendor information. We will add the vendor information in the table which we have newly created. Okay, let it settle it down. It is settling down, and it has done. Okay, it has completed all the 3 years data, and now it is on the breakpoint. This is the point which is at which what it is doing. It has inserted a column, entire column insert. It has inserted a column, and it is now ready to start with the first vendor in the report. Okay, so we press F8 here to see. So this is so we do not want all the extra things which are here, company code and accounting clerk name, etc. So what we do, we pick a, we see that uh, where is the space in this string, right? So in the vendor code there, so we will see that say check the space, SP space. We are checking the space in a string. In a string of what? In a string is a function that allows you to query two finding one string within another string. So another string is vendor. We are searching vendor, and in which we are searching space, right? So let's see what does it bring to us. Okay, so SP will be some number. If I press F8, so okay, it is out of a star. Okay, when this happens, so you don't have to worry. This is just save it and do it again. Okay, so here we are going to check it out that the string 1 and string 2 probably, yeah, this is the right thing. Okay, so we have to see that how many characters from the left do we have a vendor code. So vendor is equal to left of trim of vendor hmm, how many character. So that is spaces. So space, if it is 5, then first 5 characters will be put. So if the space is occurring on the 10th position, then we would like to take first 9 characters into the vendor, right? So this is just a algorithm for picking the vendor code only for our putting them into the vendor information. Okay, so let's run it again as we have stopped the macro, and we run it again. Okay, so we are starting from 2019 to this, and let's start. So it is now running. Stack Overflow is actually a name of site as well. Yeah, Stack Overflow. It's a very that shows that how common is this. A programmer is never worried about such an error, and so all you need to do is just try again. But Stack Overflow is related something with the memory management and some other loops in which sometime your algorithm gets stuck. So he throws the system out from it, and then you have to restart. Okay, so let's press F8. So this is the vendor, right? We do not want such a vendor code. We want to know, first of all, what is the SP. The SP is 9. So first 8 character will be our vendor code. So we press F8. F8. Yeah, you will see the vendor is now better. This is the better shape of vendor, right? And at the same time, we would like to see if this vendor is already entered in the vendor info or not. If not, then add it into it. Okay, so we do it right away. So first, check we look up. We look up. Okay? This is we look up. We are doing a vertical lookup of what? So we will of this vendor if it is already there or not. Okay, so the VLOOKUP is a function in our Excel application dot worksheet function, and then you have so many functions. So let's type VLOOKUP. So we are doing the VLOOKUP, in which first argument is what to look up. What to look up straight away? It is vendor. Vendor. Okay. Second argument is where to look up. Where do you want this to be looked up? Okay, we want to look up sheets. There has to be a sheet which is named. This is a newly created sheet. That's vendor info. Okay. Dot range. In what range? So we say in the equal. Okay. So you are instructing the computer to look up it in the A column, in the first column of set, and the false means the sheet is not necessarily be sorted. If not found, go until the last step and try to find it. Okay. So now, if VLOOKUP is true, means it is not a space. So it means it is already entered. If VLOOKUP, sorry, I made a mistake. Lookup. Yeah. Okay. Say we say because this capitalization of V is showing that it is a keyword. Okay, so we put a one just to make it not confused with a keyboard. Okay, so we look up if the VLOOKUP one is not equal to space, it means something has come. It means the code is already there. And if right is not equal to space, then do nothing else. Otherwise, you got to add this information into the sheet. So what is our sheet? Our sheet is this one, which we have already named sheets vendor. Yeah, sheets vendor. This range 1 million, for example. Why 1 million? Because this is the maximum we anticipate that it cannot go further. There cannot be 1 million vendors information in our. So this is the maximum, and then we press end. Excel up. Okay. Dot offset 1, 0 is equal to vendor. So since it's a blank sheet, there's nothing. So this will happen. This will take effect, and you will see that in the vendor information, a code will be appearing in here as soon as we run it. Okay. Okay. So what we do here is this is the one. So this code is expected to reach there. Okay. So we have already got the vendor. Yeah. It is 7173003. Wow. Why not 33? This is the string. Anyway, if you see, okay, this is causing the first character in the vendor. So anyway, so if we do not use this, then what would happen? Okay. Oh my God. It has recovered. That's a beauty. This I really sometimes I love this feature because it saves us a lot of time by auto recovering. So always keep your auto recovery enabled. So that will save you time. Okay. So what we are going to do is save this file as the same name we have Yeah. And this is the name of the file which we would like to save. That's it, and we save it here. So, okay, so you replace it. So this is now transferred from a recovered one to one. But the issue is that it will disable our macro. So you have to reload the file. Okay, you have to reload the file. Whenever such a problem occurs, you have to save the file and then reload the file. And in reloading, it will enable your macros. Okay, so you say this file you try to overtype is locked by another user. Okay, so we overwrite it. Okay, so this is our file, and we are going to see if our macro in 2019. So viewers, the program is now and the breakpoint in which it is now going to transfer the vendor data, vendor information into newly created sheet that is vendor information. Okay, if it will find that there is a new vendor code which is not already there in the vendor information, so their address and all these things should be added in it. Otherwise, it will treat them as if they are already there in the table. So no action is required. Okay, so let's see. We are on the breakpoint in here, in which we have written the code. I am explaining to you the code. Okay, so this is a do while, which will continue until there is blank in the A cell in the column A. As soon as a blank encounter, it means it has done everything. So it is starting, right? Let's press F8. So this time it is looking up. It is taking, it is seeing that if it is a vendor, yes, it is a vendor. So the vendor code is extracted, right? But it's a it's a text which contains more than the vendor code. Okay, okay. So it will locate that how much it should truncate. Okay, so that to have an appropriate code only variable, right? So let's press F8 here. So this SP is there. It is telling you that 9 means in this you take the first 8 character or 9 character, right, in order to get the vendor here. Okay, so you will see previously at the moment it is vendor with all other extra information we do not want. So pressing F8 will remove all the unwanted information in this variable, in this text. Okay, so let's press F8. So what is vendor now? Yeah, the vendor has been uh, selected like this. Okay, so there is a space found after the vendor. So why not let's trim so that no extra spaces should be there. Okay, so that's right. Okay, so vendor is taken into the consideration now. F8, yeah. So this is now the vendor. Yeah, this is a tidy vendor code. Okay, the next is company code and clerk. Okay, let's we are initializing these 3 variables at the moment. There are spaces in it, and soon you would see that there will be the value. So first we need the position that in for the company code, right? So which position is it? It is 22. By 22, it is telling that you do the mid string of the 22 plus 7 character, because it will uh, uh, pass all this and then it will reach to the company code, right? Okay, so let's press F8 and see. So what is company code has come? The company code has come 1710. As you can see here, 1710 is rightly picked. And how about the clerk? This is what is the so let's the same logic is being used for picking the clerk name as well. If clerk name is not there, then it will be blank. Okay, so F8. Let's press F8. 7. So what is clerk? Clerk is blank actually. Here we have the clerk N, but here we have a blank. Okay, for the clerk. So that's why the blank is coming. That's fine. Now these are the values which are coming into the variables. Okay, now this is the next stage, is that it is going to look up if the code is required to be added in it or not. At the moment we have a blank sheet, no vendor information. So of course it will look up, and it's on the basis of the lookup it will decide that these information have to be added. So let's click on here. Yeah, it has. Let's go and see. Yeah, it has added not only the vendor code, but also the company code and the accounting clerk. It's good. Okay, so let's see some more, because a couple of things, once they are done, then we make sure that the things are as per what is planned, or what we want exactly. Okay, so so this will take us to the next row, to the next row, to the next row. Then it will put the vendor code, and then it is going to the next row, next row, next row, next row, and it will put all these, the vendor code. And so now you have another vendor code. Let's see what happened in the vendor information. Oh, you have plenty of more vendor records are being added, right? Not the addresses. Addresses we do it in the same manner, okay? But for the moment, as long as we have these two information, the same algorithm we will use to fill in all these details. But as long as this is functioning error-free manner, so we can remove the breakpoint and see what is how does it play, how does it execute. Okay, so let's save this code as well and run. So once it completes, then you will have a full-fledged vendor information sheet ready with all the information of the vendors. So let's say this, and then so in the next video we will show you how can we populate the data for the address of the vendor. Right? So the process is successfully completed, and now we have the vendor code in a right manner. There were so many things they were so, but company code and they are placed in the right thing in the right place, man. Right, this is the right place to put the company code for this vendor, right? And this is the right place for putting the accounting clerk names. Yeah, on the basis of these codes, the information will be retrieved. Okay, so this how we create the vendor information table out of the downloads, which the data which we downloaded from the SAP. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching.